Well, I'm back to a sitting video. Yeah, something's wrong with my iPhone this time. That's what I normally record 4K on, but it keeps turning on and off, on and off, on and off, and it doesn't stop. It'll turn off, then show the plug-in sign, and then turn back on, and then last for like 3 seconds, and turn off again. I just got back from the Apple Store today, so I guess I'm going tomorrow as well. Anyways, bro, yesterday you asked me if I like episode 1 through 3. Now that is a good question, and I had to sit back and I actually thought twice about this. Episode 1 through 3 obviously is lacking in its showmanship, in its acting, and a lot of different things. You have a couple good actors in there. You got the guy who plays Obi-Wan Kenobi, who's great. You have Liam Neeson, who's always great. But really, the rest of the acting is pretty terrible. You can tell they're acting. It's not that great. And it just leaves a lot to be desired. Plus, the storyline in episode 1 was very, very poorly done. I felt like they could have done so much more in episode 1 to give a foundation or a start for Anakin Skywalker, but they really failed. I felt really bad when I saw that. Now, obviously, as a kid, when I first saw it, I liked it, but looking back on it and comparing it to the other episodes, I don't really like it. In fact, I'm perfectly fine not even watching episode 1 anyways. My way of watching Star Wars is I'll watch episode 4, then 5, then you have the I am your father scene, then you use that as a back, then use episode 2 and 3 as kind of like a backstory from that spot, kind of like a remembering thing, like a parentheses inside episode 4, 5, and 6. You go back to episode 2 and 3, and it gives the shortened history of Anakin Skywalker, his turning Darth Vader, and you seeing that while he is his father, and it saves the surprise of the Luke the I am your father scene, and then you go back from there, and then after you finish episode 3, then you go right to episode 7 and the finale of it. I think that's the great way to watch it. I think that's the best way to watch it, and that's how I like watching it nowadays. So episode 1, 2, and 3. My answer for that would be I don't like episode 1. Episode 1's really not that great. I'm fine with just getting rid of it completely. If you get rid of it completely, then you pretty much don't have Jar Jar in there except for 1 or 2 scenes in episode 2. Then episode 2, like my wife puts it, pretty much just a love story between Anakin and Padme. And a lot of the stuff is, I mean, I understand how you need that for his turn to the dark side, but really, it's a lot of hoopla to me. So I can deal with episode 2. I can deal with episode 2. I can watch episode 2. Episode 3, it was definitely a step up. I don't mind episode 3. I watch episode 3, mostly because of lightsaber battles in there. I mean, there are awesome lightsaber battles in episode 3. But I like that one. Storyline's great. Acting's still very shabby, but the storyline's pretty good. So I like episode 3. Now, bro, we've ended Star Wars Week. It was pretty great. I enjoyed doing it, and I'm looking forward to having more themed weeks in the future. But here, I got a new idea for this weekend. Okay, here we go. I'm going to post on my Twitter, here on YouTube, and on my Instagram, a question and answer for you, bro. Now, what's going to happen is they're going to have the people are going to have all weekend to ask questions, and you must select at least 5 of the questions they pick and answer those coming up on Monday. Now, I'll send you the questions that I get for you, and hopefully we get a lot of them in. And you can answer more if you want, but answer at least 5 questions. The first mic Q&A to be done, and I'm looking forward to hearing your answers and hearing the questions that have to be asked. And bro, if no questions are asked, then you're free to just start off a new week scotch-free. So this question for this weekend is this. Can you please post a question for yourself to answer, bro? I have to ask a question to you, otherwise I get punished. So you have to ask, do you have a question for yourself you would like to answer? There's a question. Loophole. Whoop. And subscribers, please answer ask many questions down below. Comment, like, subscribe. See how many questions we can get. So here's Lee with Thought Twice. Look forward to seeing you guys on Tuesday.